Fab. So hello everyone. There is already someone in the comments. Amazing.
Hey Zoe.
No. Oh, I think she's trying to change her name.
I think it takes like a little while for it to actually like change it once you've changed it. If that makes sense.
It took me a while because I set this account up on my old Instagram handle and then decided I didn't want to go by that anymore.
Fair.
So I was like, oh, okay, I have to change it.
Yeah. So I think that happens. Like, I think it is changed, but like it takes a little while to show up.
Well, we know who you are.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. So, there we go. How are you both? I was just telling Brittany, I am deaf in this ear, but otherwise I'm fine.
That's no fun. No fun.
Really not.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Better than Demi, I think. Because I have mine is all just allergies, which I can just pop pills for and I'll feel better. So
I agree. Oh no.
Right?
I've been putting eardrops in and it's just not doing anything.
This is the problem with spring. It's just like our bodies attack us every spring. It's like, nope.
Everything attacks. Oh. Hello, I really should be doing some schoolwork, but I want to read. I mean, you can use these sprints for whatever you want.
Absolutely.
We also have a Bex. Hi, Bex.
Hello.
And we have a Bob in the comments. Hi, Bob. I saw pictures of your house earlier.
And I did too. I was like, poor Barb. I'm like, oh, moving is the worst.
Yeah.
I wish I could just like blink and have it done for you because that, you know.
I would come and help, but I don't think I'd be any help. I think I'd make it worse. We have an Alicia. Hello. Loads of comments just came through there. We've got Mika. Got Mika is saying hello to everyone.
I love that.
Thank you. So I managed to find an audiobook for the one I was struggling to read. I've got chapter 7 to 25. Amazing.
Nice.
That is so good. Oh, and Mika's just added, and Barb. You missed. Oh no, you said Barb. You said Barb. I swear you said Barb. Where is it? Yeah, you said Barb. It's all good. We've got Alicia reading Middle Game. Seanan McGuire. Seanan McGuire.
Yeah. I've got it on my shelf, but I haven't read it.
Because I read the first Wayward Children book, or I listened to the first Wayward Children book, and I really liked it. So I want to try more of her stuff.
I've only ever read her writing as Mira Grant, or is she called Mira Grant and writes as Seanan McGuire? I don't know which. I know she's both.
That's a really good question. I want to say that she writes as Seanan McGuire.
And is Mira? I don't know.
And is me, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
No, don't take anything that I'm saying as knowledge.
I picked up the News Flesh trilogy.
Seanan's her real name, and she writes as Mira Grant.
There you go.
There you go.
I picked that up years ago, loved it, gave the whole series 5 stars, and had no idea until about 2 years ago that was Seanan McGuire.
I love when that happens with people who write under 2 different names, because eventually I catch on, but I'm like, oh.
It was about 10 years or something before I did, though.
Who knew?
We have a Sean. Hi, Sean.
Nice.
You are reading and listening to the Dead Romantics. Nice. I think I own that book. Don't think I've read that book. I'm trying to find it on my bookshelf, but half of my books are currently like around my room from filming videos. So I need to tidy up.
I totally understand this problem. I always have stacks. There's just books everywhere.
It's like I want to film a like Q1 book haul. I have the list of books I need to talk about. I just haven't gotten them all yet.
That's fair. Sometimes I'm lazy and I'm like, I'm not going to get the books. I'll just insert the pictures in editing. But later, my editing me always regrets that life choice.
Yeah, because then you've actually got to do it.
Yeah. Later, I'm like, oh no, that was not. I should have just went and got the books.
It's like I did it with my last video of the spinning wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, why did I not just turn the iPad around?
I'm like, why did I make these choices?
It was so clever. I can put it on the screen. No, it's not worth it.
It's really, future and past me are fighting with each other.
Alicia said, hello to everyone. So look, Mika is reading Her Dark Enchantments, which is basically the Velen origin story for the Wicked Fairy in Sleeping Beauty. That sounds fun.
I'm pretty sure that's the one I've voted on based on
voted
the
for it
cover
as well.
in the pool.
Yeah, I thought the cover was gorgeous.
Because the cover is beautiful. And I've never heard of the book.
No. So which means we're going to have to go and get it at some point.
It sounded really interesting yesterday when Mika was describing the synopsis in sprints. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to need to read this.
Mm-hmm. I should have included it on my Waterstones, one of the 2 orders I've placed this weekend.
No, I saw you posted it and then you got reminded of another book or something. You're like, damn it, I'm going to have to do another one.
Yeah, so then, well, to get free shipping, you've always got to make it at least £35, otherwise it's not worth it. So then I ordered another 3 books. But then because it was double points, I wanted to get it over the next £10, so I got extra points and I had to buy a bookmark as well. So I've ended up ordering 14 books and a bookmark in the last 2 days.
Oh, wow.
That's not too bad, really. Over 2 transactions?
Yeah, and I mean, they're all under double points. So it's like...
You're going to be earning 3 books.
I think it'll end up getting... Is it £10 is 1 stamp?
Yeah.
So it'll end up getting us 50 stamps, I think, which is £50 worth of books.
Nice.
And they do the half price hardback sales, so that's what I'm saving up for. So I'm saving all of my points, and I've still got pre-orders on the triple points from Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to have about £100 worth of stamps.
We just buy all
the half price hardbacks. That's the aim, and it's a future me problem because they're all pre-orders except the bookmark.
Yeah, I just did this. We the website got like our Waterstones, which is Plum and Indigo Books, got like hacked, so their website was down for like a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so very annoying because you couldn't even like go in the store. They didn't know what they had in the store. Like it was a mess for like a whole month. So when they finally got it back up, they did 40% off pre-orders.
Ooh.
Like as a welcome back. And I was like, oh, that's a dangerous game.
That's very dangerous.
That was a dangerous day. And I was like, future me is going to be really, dealing with these prices, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. I made sure I spread mine out. So this is all of the books I've ordered are spread out between now and December.
Exactly.
Except there was one day where 3 books I ordered come out in the same day. And I was like, oh.
I think I've only got 2. I've got Masters of Death and Raven Song both come out on the 3rd of August. But other than that, everything's nicely spread out, like 1 or 2 a month.
Nice.
So I'm happy.
So Her Dark Enchantments is a read now on NetGalley.
I wonder if it is for Canadians.
Let's just pop on to NetGalley because I don't have enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean I can get it.
No.
But you can try.
But I'm going to
try.
Well, I'm going to check.
We all now jump onto NetGalley.
Yeah.
Search titles.
Although mine's sitting at 136. I probably should not be getting any more books.
Oh, read now.
Read now.
I've done it.
I have also done it. Send to Kindle.
I was just about to say send to Kindle.
Thank you, Mika.
There we go.
It's a bit Mary Sue-ish, but because she can do everything. Well, sometimes you want a book like that. Plus, it's a
Oh, well,
she,
there's
so
mine on my Kindle as well.
There's
I'm
never a
37's
sprint where
okay.
I don't add a book to some cart or Kindle. It happens every time.
this was a freebie.
There's always something I hear and someone says, "Oh, it's on Kindle Unlimited." I'm like, okay, let's have an extra.
Yep.
I'm so pleased they've taken away the 10-book limit on that.
I thought it was 20 books.
It is now. It used to be 10.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
forever trying to return something to get the next one and then thinking, oh, I'll go back to it later. I think I've literally had Kindle Unlimited for about 5 years and read about 6 books on it in total.
No, I got excited because the Walking Dead books are, or the first 10 comics are on Kindle Unlimited.
Ooh.
I'm going to be reading those during Peace Talks for Magical Readathon.
I was trying to decide last weekend what I'm going to read for that.
Oh, you've got the proper ones.
I've got literally piled up beside my bed. I've got all I'm up to 5, so I've got 27 volumes just piled up next to my bed, so I can just pick up the next one when I'm finished.
Barb bought the big compendiums, didn't she?
Yes, they're huge.
The huge versions.
1,000 pages each.
But there's like 30 books in each one, so.
There's 193 volumes of the comics across 4 compendiums.
So like 50 in one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much around 50 volumes of the comics in each one.
I've never read a graphic novel
and there's
before.
Like 5 or 6 in the bind-ups that I've got.
Didn't want to spend money on it and be like, I don't like it.
I love graphic novels.
So, Kindle Unlimited, thank you very much. First part of the sprint, I'm going to be finished. Finish your online grocery shop. Good thinking. Trying to find something to do with sausages that doesn't contain onions and garlic or dairy. Because, oh no.
I like doing sausage pasta bake with tomatoes, basil, oregano, sausages, pasta, and cheese. But you could do dairy-free cheese.
That sounds delicious.
It's really nice.
See, I don't eat sausages, but I eat the veggie versions.
Yeah, we get pasta bake sauce, but I think that's probably got dairy in. But I've made my own with just blitzed up some chopped tomatoes instead, and then just added a load of herbs, bit water.
Or herbs, yeah. If I'm feeling extra fancy, I will make my own sauce, but it's not often. I'm too lazy.
Yeah.
Do sausage.
My little one's obsessed with pasta, so I'm trying to find extra things to do with pasta, because then it's not just tuna and pasta or sausages and pasta all of the time. So when I want variations of chicken with pasta.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yes, I do like adding broccoli to it as well sometimes.
I saw a recipe on TikTok that was like a broccoli pasta dish, and it looks amazing.
My husband is really good at just looking at all of the things that need to be used and chucking them into one dish together. So he made this really lovely, it was like rice with broccoli and chopped tomatoes and chicken with and he just chucked in loads of herbs and spices and stuff. And I'm like, I need to follow a recipe like to the letter, and it still comes out half wrong. And he's just brilliant. He'll just throw everything in together and it comes out amazing. And I'm just like, okay.
I wish I had that skill.
Yeah, me too. Or a husband who has that skill. I'd take that too.
I looked out in the husband doing the cooking situation.
Yeah, I'd gladly accept that as an option.
So it was Abigail's going to be reading The Woman in the Window or doing schoolwork. I mean, you can use these sprints for whatever you want to do. There you go. I think you've talked her into a sausage pasta dish.
That sounds really nice.
You have to send us pictures. Because food pictures are like my favorite thing ever.
That sounds like a really nice bubble and squeak type recipe for after you've done a Sunday dinner, and just chuck all of your leftover vegetables in with some pasta and sausages.
Mika, my husband also cooks That should say without recipes, without
Yeah.
vegetables, without anything, and it still turns it. Yeah, I am only just learning how to not cook with a recipe.
I literally cook with a recipe and every single item of cookware and crockery in the entire house.
I always make such a mess. I'm like, what? Why?
And then I look around and think, but what did I even use 4 bowls for? I don't understand.
I'll do this thing where I'll be like, I'll use a spoon to measure something, and then I'll put the spoon in the sink, and then I'll realize I need a spoon again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Every
oh,
time.
it's another spoon.
Every time.
For the record, I'm sure you know, but my Instagram is the same as my YouTube handle. If you want to add me, yeah, Mika does the same. Yeah, I don't often use recipes. I throw things together and hope for the best. I wish I could do that.
I would definitely need to still use a timer because then things would be burnt. Because I would long forget about it.
Yeah, I would forget about the timer.
I would sit down with a book and be like 3 hours later thinking, what's that smell?
100%. I'm the worst at, like, I'll be doing anything and I will forget. Like, I will get distracted. Laundry will get left in the wash. Like, I forget I'm doing anything at any given time.
I actually remembered to bring my laundry in from the tumble dryer this evening. I was so proud. I haven't folded it yet, but it's in the house.
I have a whole pile of laundry right there to fold during the first sprint while we listen to my book.
Folding laundry is like the worst housework chore in the world.
It really is.
It's so long.
I just hate it.
Laundry.
Folding it and putting it away.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, if I could have a superpower, I would just click my fingers and it would all just Mary Poppins itself into all of the drawers.
Oh, that would be a nice superpower. I approve.
None of this teleportation or invisibility, no, just the ability to click my fingers and have my housework done.
That's like more relatable. I feel like needing to be like invisible. Like I don't need that on my daily life, but like I could use that one.
Yeah. How many extra hours would I have to read if I didn't have to do housework?
Seriously.
I can't imagine how many books you'd read if you didn't have to do housework. Considering how many books you'd read and do housework.
Beautiful, wouldn't it? I'm sure I could crack 500 if I didn't have to do housework.
500. Amazing.
Sure.
Amazing.
Veg is good for you, so I'm all for adding every vegetable in your house, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Listen, do you want to come around my house and do it for me?
I'll send you my address. It's fine.
At this point, I think I'd pay you. Because, oh my god. The only good thing about laundry is when it's just come out the tumble dryer and it's like boiling hot.
Oh, like a warm sheet or a warm towel is the best of all things.
I just drop it on me and then I fold it while it's covering me, keeping me warm.
I love the fresh off the line.
That's
when
also
it's been out all day.
That's true.
But yeah,
right.
I still don't like folding it. I would happily just hold it against my face and then click my fingers for it to be away.
Yeah. One face, never.
Then Mary Poppins, bye-bye.
Right, shall we do some reading?
Sounds good.
So I got 45 minutes on, in which case I will see you all in 45.
See you soon.
Bye. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello. That's fair. All of us. How did you do?
I finished my book.
Well done.
Oh, another one down.
Nice. You're probably way ahead of me on books.
Hmm?
How many are you up to, do you reckon, this year?
I don't know that answer. Hold on.
Oh, my watch. I don't want
to. 68.
Yeah, you're beating me.
I'm assuming Bex is beating me, so it's fine.
Not by much. I'm on 90.
Not by much. just 30.
I'm there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I have just like started on a random 32 series graphic novels, which are really quick to read. So
that's true.
I'll bump my numbers up, but it's not.
Wow.
It's more about getting the books that I own read this year than it is about numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's my plan as well.
I'm trying not to buy as many. I'm not on a book buying ban because I would never be able to stick to such a thing. It would be impossible. But I'm just trying to be like intentional with what I'm buying. Like, am I going to read this, in the next 6 to 8 months?
See, I'm doing in the next 3 to 5 years.
That's fair.
I'd probably do it in the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm. I'm mainly concentrating this year on buying sequels that I think I'm actually going to keep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So trying not to just go out and new series that I'm trying to do from the library. But if there's a book series that I love or something that I think I'm going to enjoy and I've already got the first 2, I'm buying the sequels. Because I can always just sell them on if I don't like the first one. I can just sell them on as a completed set.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So that's the aim of the game this year. And get rid of a lot of books.
Need to make the space. I'm constantly having shelf space issues. It's a constant problem.
Well, I unhauled over 100 books to make space for all of the books I keep by my little one. So I now have even less shelf space because half of one of my bookshelves is dedicated to children's books now. So, but there's loads of books that I own that I know I'm never going to keep if I read, once I've read them.
Yeah.
James Patterson books and Lee Child books and stuff where I know I'm just going to read them and get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to concentrate on reading and getting rid of them this year.
Yeah, that's smart.
Got this.
Yep.
I read 40 pages of my chunk.
Nice. Are you enjoying it?
I really am. I didn't know if it was going to be one that I liked because 9 times out of 10, if it's not got romance in it, I'm probably not that interested, which I know sounds terrible, but I like what I like.
Yeah.
But 200 pages in and there's not really any talks of romance, but I still want to know what happens. So I'm happy with that.
I loved it.
Dragons. So
literally the first 2 pages when the dragon came out of the sea and then spoke, I was like, why did no one tell me this had speaking dragons? I would have picked this up so much
immediately.
And also why has no one turned it into a film or something yet?
I know.
I think it would make an epic limited series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you read the prequel?
Not yet. It's on my TBR for this month.
I need to read that so badly because I've heard it's better.
I've heard really good things. It's on my. I pre-ordered it, so it's on my TBR for this month. It is definitely getting read.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my bookshelf, but I figure I should probably read this
on my
one
TBR card.
And Shell has been yelling at me to read this book ever since we were talking about the sequel or prequel. If I don't do it, she might disown me as a friend. And I don't want that.
No, we need to please Shell.
I'm doing a roll and shelf destruct this year where if it makes it onto my TBR card and I haven't read it by December, it gets on hold.
Ooh.
So everything is staying on my TBR card until it's read.
Oh, wow.
So
I love that idea.
It's just ramping up the pressure.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and it helps actually you read your TBRs, because I'm the worst at being like, this is on my TBR, and then never. For Blood and Ash has been in like 6 TBRs. Like someone needs to make me actually read it. I put it on again for Magical Readathon. It is the 10th of the month. I've not opened the book. I do not see it happening between now and next week.
You've got 20 days.
Yeah. As the month goes on, I see less and less likelihood that For Blood and Ash gets read, to be honest. But I need to read it. I think I'm going to like it. I just need to do it.
See, I absolutely adored it. Immediately wanted to pick up the sequel, but couldn't find it anywhere because my local library is rubbish for like popular American fantasies. So just never picked up the rest of the series. So I'll probably reread it and then read the rest of the series. I think most of them are on Scribd now.
Yeah, I think so, which is nice.
All right, let's have a look at some comments. So, yeah, Alicia's friends do the same thing as us with laundry, where we just put it on ourselves to keep us warm, but then she folds it. I need a friend like Alicia.
Me too. You need to come to my house.
Yeah, we're going to pay you to travel.
Books and you can fold the laundry.
Oh, what on earth is Jess texting me? Look at BookBub. Okay, she's found a new website for me to look at for books.
I love BookBub.
The one she's just sent me seems to be, where is it? She sent me Bound by Trish Heinrich, which is an MMF gargoyle monster romance. I was like, okay, I've not. Yeah, she's confused. No, she's reading Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo at the moment, so happy for her. So glad food shopping done. Meal planning. I wish I meal planned. I just forget. 25 minutes left to read. Oh, I think my internet's having a moment. No, it's not mine.
No, I think it's Becca.
Yeah, okay. She'll come back when she's back.
I think you're back.
Yeah, I think she's back.
Yeah,
she's moving again. So Mika is reading about fairies. So Mirabelle is trying to be a good fairy, but all her magic basically turns into a goth teenager's wet dream.
I'm really glad we've gotten this on Netflix, NetGalley.
Me too.
I can't wait. Other fairy conjures up a fluffy white bunny, and then that fairy uses the same spell and gets hundreds of spiders and moths and snakes. Other fairy creates a pink dress. Mirabelle, black velvet. There is nothing wrong with black velvet, apart from the fact that you sweat like crazy in velvet. But it would make just as pretty a dress. So we got read up to page 159. Well done. We've got Abigail read 48 pages. Nice. Alicia read 45. You both beat me because I only managed 40. And then Neva joined. Hi, Neva. Amazing. Bex, how did you do with your Walking Dead?
So I read half of volume 5, and then I had a few things to do, so I switched over to the audio for the next Heroes of Olympus, the House of Hades, and it's a different narrator to the first ones, and honestly, even on 3 times speed, it is so slow that I find myself not actually being able to figure out what he's saying.
Oh no.
So I may have to switch from the audio to physically reading it because it's just so slow.
Oh no.
I
still have 5 Survive to finish on audio.
So I got like 36 pages of the audio of House of Hades, as well as like half of Walking Dead.
Well done.
But yeah,
Neva is reading Throne of Glass.
Neva, are you liking Throne of Glass?
I own Throne of Glass, but I still don't know which order to read it in, so I've not picked it up because
we are doing the read along. The besties are doing the read along for it. So we did Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass.
Okay, so the first time I read it, I did Assassin's Blade after Air of Fire.
I kind of wish that is everyone liked Assassin's Blade except me, and I think that was why I didn't like it, is I didn't feel as connected to the characters. I kind of think I would have liked to do it with it in the middle. For me.
Second time, because I read right the way up to the second last book. I finished Tower of Dawn, didn't want it to finish, so started again from the beginning and read Assassin's Blade first, but because I already knew all of the characters,
Right.
it was perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think I just missed like there's like everyone's like there's foreshadowing for the series, but if you haven't read the series, you're missing that.
Yeah, I
It's
think
class.
So I'm
even
like,
if you read it after Throne of Glass, it's going to hit different.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think when we get to the point between Air and Fire, I think I'm going to read it again, just like privately, just to like see if I like it more then, because I think I will.
I think if you did it that way, it would rip out your heart.
Yeah.
Far more than it impacts you reading it reading it first. And I know it was published first, like it wasn't, she didn't do it as a prequel, she did actually publish the 5 novellas first. So that is technically the chronological order, it just impacts differently partway through.
Don't read it forth, is what we're saying.
That's how I read it the first time, and it was, I think, having done it both ways, it's better.
That's what I would recommend as one who has just read Assassin's Blade. I think I would probably have liked it if I waited.
Okay. Well,
liked it more. I didn't dislike it, but liked it more.
Yeah. I might jump in and just do another reread, actually.
Right. Neva is loving it, and she says she thinks you'll like it too.
I really hope so, because I'm the Besties Book Club. I have been the party pooper for a couple of weeks, a couple of months now, of everyone loving books and me showing up be like 3 stars. So I need to love this one. Throne of Glass will be the one that does it.
Yeah. Then we've got...
Yeah, I might have to jump in with another Throne of Glass reread and just read it 3 years in a row.
Yes.
No. Neva agrees she's going to do it as well.
Yeah. Especially since we're doing one every 2 months, so we'll have a break in between to read Assassin's Blade again.
Yeah.
You could definitely fit that in.
Yeah. I saw this in the group chat.
Neva has finished it today and he loves it. He's moved on to ACOTAR.
Have any of you read ACOTAR?
Yes.
So I read the first 7 Throne of Glass books, and then I started ACOTAR in a way of putting off finishing the Throne of Glass series, and absolutely loved ACOTAR, and then really, really struggled with what's next, ACOMAF, the second one.
Oh, yeah, math.
Really, really struggled, gave it like 3 stars, and then finished Throne of Glass, went back and read ACOTAR and gave them all 5 stars the second time round.
So I read ACOTAR and gave it 5, not realizing, at least in my head, that the rest of them were so much better than the first one. So I had to give it 4 so that I could give the rest 5.
Well, I read the first one and gave it 5, and then the behavior shift of some of the characters that I really liked in book 1 threw me off book 2 completely, and I just could not get on board with the characters.
I did not understand what was going on, but
yeah,
to love it.
So I came back to it knowing what happens and why, and was like, oh my god, that is actually like the way it's been written is amazing.
Now I feel like I need to read ACOTAR again, knowing what I know.
It's so much better knowing what you know for book 2.
It's like watching a horror film, but you already know who the killer is and you can kind of look out for it.
Yeah, and there's so many little bits that you don't pick up on the first time. I'm just really sad I have no new Sarah J. Maas now until January.
Is that when the 3rd of Crescent City is coming out?
Yes, House of...
something.
Shadow?
Shadow and Flames?
Sounds
Flames
about right.
I'm just annoyed because I'm getting the... am I getting Fairy Loot Bex or
yes, we're getting
Fairy Loot editions for the first 2.
Yes.
Which should be here by now, but aren't.
They're delayed, yeah.
And it means I'm going to have to get the third one in Fairy Loot.
Well, I got the first one on Kindle because I wasn't really bothered about owning them. Then loved Throne of Glass so much that I got the hardback box set of Throne of Glass and the hardback set of ACOTAR, and then realised that my OCD will not allow me to not have the hardback set of Crescent City, by which point the first one you couldn't get in the UK in hardback at all.
Annoying.
So I ended up on Abe Books getting it shipped from America. So the spines are different, but it's hardback, so that's okay.
You're like, I can overlook that. It's fine.
I had the first one in paperback, and then when I decided I was going to get the Fairy Loot ones, I gave it to Barb. She was like, "Can I have it?" I was like, "Yep, there you go."
Well, see, I don't think I'm ever going to read my Fairy Loot one, so I need a reading copy and a display copy.
That's fair.
Because the Fairy Loot ones, from what I remember, come in like a slip case and everything, and I just think, I don't think I ever want to like touch the page. So I'm waiting to see, because Waterstones have announced the hardback. I nearly bought it in the double points event today.
I saw it,
but they haven't announced the exclusive edition yet. And I did that with the 4th Thursday Murder Club. I pre-ordered before Christmas in the Christmas triple points. And the hardback normal edition is £20, and then they've announced the exclusive edition, which is only £17 and has sprayed edges. So I've now cancelled the £20 one to get the exclusive cheaper edition, so I'm not making the same mistake with the next.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so jealous of all the sprayed edges that Waterstone. Like, you guys get so many. Canada does not do fancy books. Every once in a while, you'll get like a inlaid cover. It maybe. We do not get fancy books, and I'm like, I want pretty books too.
They are very pretty.
I do love the purple for the 3rd Crescent City book, though.
I saw the. Is it the actual cover that's on the Waterstones website, or is it just a fake one for now? I can't remember, but it was very pretty. So Neva's only read the first one. You need to read the rest of the series. I know they're big, but they are worth it. And you just need to read the series. I got the first book for 99p on Kindle when I was on holiday last year. And I was like, that'll be good, you know. And then had to buy the rest of the series immediately after finishing it with Wi-Fi that was not good. I made it work. And then I bought them all in hardback, even though I hate the covers.
Waterstones have brought out, I'm just having a look, they've brought out exclusive edition paperbacks of the first 2 Crescent Cities.
Ooh.
Do I need 2 copies of the books?
I would say yes, but you know, we already know I've got 2.
I mean, I would probably say yes too, because if I could get fancy versions of the books, I would.
Yeah. No, it's just Flame and Shadow. It's cover to be revealed.
Yeah.
Where did they see the cover then?
She might have put it on Instagram.
I've seen it on Instagram.
I think, I think she might have put it up.
I was like, I've seen the cover.
So have I, but I'm in a Sarah J. Maas Facebook group as well.
Right.
But it has loads and loads of spoilers for the books.
Oh, I bet.
If you haven't read the books, don't join it.
I bet.
So I still need to read Throne of Glass and Crescent City because they've not arrived yet.
So this looks like it might be the American. Oh no, that's Earth and Blood. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Neva says it's on Instagram.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw it, but now I can't find it.
Yeah, I can't find it. I was like, oh, there it is. And then I was like, no, because that's the paperback editions. So they're the new covers that Waterstone's doing, but it looks like they're being released in the US as well with the wolf and the snake.
I saw those covers. I actually like them.
So do I. But I definitely don't need 3 copies.
That's fair.
Maybe not. Maybe.
I like the new covers. I might get rid of my white Throne of Glass book and get the new series.
I've got the new covers of ACOTAR.
I cannot now see where I saw that cover, but I definitely did.
No, me neither, but I've definitely seen it.
I've definitely seen it.
Maybe it was on a story.
Maybe. I'm like,
Maybe.
did I dream this? But like, I don't.
But we've all seen, like, we've all got a memory of seeing it.
I feel like this is like a mass delusion.
Yeah, it's really, really stressing me out.
I'm like, I'm sure that I've seen this.
And I'm back to 2018 on our Instagram.
So yeah, I feel like I saw it recently.
Maybe someone released it and they've taken it down like they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, maybe.
We got a leak.
Like that stops anyone nowadays from having it.
I just try my hardest not to go on like online if I know there's something I'm trying to avoid spoilers on.
Mm-hmm.
Like when The Last of Us was airing every week, if I wasn't able to watch it as soon as I woke up, I was not on social media until I watched it.
Yeah. Well, you have to, because everyone talks about it. Like everyone sits down and watches it at 9 o'clock when it's on the TV, and no one does because we all watch it in streams.
I can't do that because it aired at like 2 a.m. in England.
Right.
See,
they did that, but no.
I'm just watching it now. I've only watched up to episode 3 and I've never seen a single spoiler. I am happy that I'm not watching it live though, because I'm having to keep Googling it to get rid of the tension. So I just Google the synopsis of every episode before we sit down.
That's actually probably good for self-care because it's a stressful show.
It's too tense. I think, was I texting you during the second one, Demi? And I was like, I just feel sick. I need to go to bed. I don't think I'm going to sleep. It's horrible.
It's too much.
I was like, well, at least you get a bit of a break with episode 3, not giving away anything about what episode 3 was.
Episode 3 broke my heart. I just cried and cried and cried.
Same. And I watched it twice, 3 times? Twice. I think twice, because I watched it and then Jeff started watching it, so I watched it again.
No, I just cried and cried and cried.
If it helps, that story is a lot nicer than it is in the game. They did justice to those two.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm pleased.
Yeah, you never meet Frank really in the game.
I've never played the game.
Me neither. I just watch a lot of people play the game.
Fair.
I don't have, what was it, Xbox exclusive, PlayStation exclusive? I don't know, but I didn't own it.
Sometimes that's actually very relaxing to just watch other people play video games. Even if I don't play the video game, I'm like, yep, this is great. Perfect just to kind of have on in the background.
Yeah, this is what I do. If I'm doing this a task and I need some background stuff, there's a streamer called Ray that basically plays loads of old games. And so I watched him play all the Crash Bandicoots.
Oh, I loved Crash Bandicoot when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they got remastered, he played them on whatever console it was.
Yeah.
And I just have it on in the background because, Crash Bandicoot is so nostalgic.
Absolutely.
I have it on the Switch and I can't get past, level 3? The first wall level. Those ladies with the, shields.
Well, I have them all on Switch, but my Switch games are a little bit like my books. I buy them and just don't play them.
Oh, yeah. I haven't touched the Switch much.
That's such relatable. It's so relatable. I buy them. Someday I will get to them.
I am a
That's me with everything.
I'm beginning to think it's more a personality trait than anything else.
We collect things. We don't necessarily do what you're meant to do with them. We just collect them.
I feel like this is going to start happening because everyone is constantly crocheting in my sprints and it's making me want to try, but I feel like I will acquire all the things to crochet and that will just be what I do.
I've been crocheting.
There we go.
The same project.
You acquired the things.
I acquired the things. They're still in the packet.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what I'm going to do.
I'm very good with that with diamond art as well.
Oh, I want to try that. That looks so fun.
It is really relaxing. Diamond art with a audiobook is one of my favorite activities, but I just keep seeing new ones and buying them and think, oh, I'll get to them. So I've got about 4 unstarted kits.
I'm kind of like that with puzzles. I have like so many puzzles downstairs, and I'm like, I'll do that.
No, Jess does it with Lego. Her and her boyfriend are really into Lego, so they she built one of the F1 cars over the weekend and sent it to me all proud. I was like, oh. And then made a joke because it was F1. There you go. Someone else loves diamond painting.
I love it. I want to try it.
There you go. She did a custom one. She'll send you a picture.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to see it.
Oh. Cross stitch as well is one of my favourite things that I buy hundreds of.
Like the scratch foil art. Back when that was a thing. It was all black and you had to scratch away at the
Oh, yes.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Although anxiety inducing for me. Because it's like if I scratch the wrong bit, I'm screwed.
That's fair.
Like, oh, it's too scary. It's probably why I do most of my art online. It's really easy to fix.
To like redo, yeah.
I got so good at it. All right. Oh, there you go. One more con. Oh no, 2. Scratch art. Ari has scratch art. Yay! Oh, it is really fun. It made me so nervous that I'd get it wrong. Cross stitch and knitting and adult colouring. I love colouring.
I've seen some of Zoe's coloring and it's like amazing. Like it looks like works of art.
That's so cool. I always feel like my journals are really like, it's obvious that I'm a novice.
I'm sure they're lovely. You should post some of your spreads.
I have. They go on my Instagram every so often. But yeah, my app that I use to schedule all my Instagram posts won't let me do it anymore because I use a free version.
You can schedule in Instagram now.
I know. I've only just learned that though.
I'm so thankful.
I was like, why isn't it working? And then I was like, you should just do it on Instagram. I was like, oh, okay, I'll delete these apps.
Mm-hmm. I was so thankful when this became a thing.
Neva, I love your digital planner. I wish I had the time to do it both ways.
I'm always so like every time I see one of Neva's spreads, I'm like, that is amazing.
I wish I had.
I just buy mine on Etsy. I'm not creative enough to make anything.
I think Neva like buys up one on Etsy and then like changes it, you know?
Yeah, the one I bought
uses it as a template.
Yeah.
The one I bought comes with like stickers and stuff, so you can customize it and you can add pages and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy.
Neva's made her own stickers as well. I feel like she mentioned that on Thursday.
Oh yeah, probably.
Neva's much more creative than me. I am terrible.
Neva's so creative.
There we go. I buy things on Etsy and then just put all of my stickers on it. Neva, do you sell your stickers? Because I'm just too lazy to make them.
I don't think so, but should.
You should.
Definitely should.
I'm on Etsy. You could.
You should.
You should.
3 votes from us.
Yeah. No one else matters. Just us three.
I mean, we are the most important decision.
Yeah. We make the rules. And the rule is you have to put your stickers on Etsy now. And I will buy them. I don't have a digital planner, but I will buy them.
I will buy them and you will teach me how to digital plan.
You could put up a course as well.
I was looking at it, digital planner the other day that you can just get on. You can either pay for it outright or pay for like a monthly subscription. It's like £2 or £3 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, but do they retain all of my information for all of my appointments? it's like an account I have with them, and I was a bit like freaked out by that. So I think I'm just gonna buy a digital planner
Yeah, I can see that.
because it's not like you buy it and use it wherever, like it's an account, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying with that.
So after Jess talked about that book about the gargoyle monster romances, I sent her a message telling her to look up the Ice Planet Barbarian series.
Yes,
And she was like, 22 books about alien kinky smut weirdness.
it's fantastic.
I was like, yeah,
I've gone to start it so many times and then thought I just don't need another 22 book series on my TBR right now.
Honestly, it's so fast though, and they're all on script. Thankfully.
Ooh.
The audiobooks too.
Now that's better because I am considering getting rid of Kindle Unlimited, which is where I was going to read them.
Yep. The audiobooks are on there, and the audiobooks are great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
My only problem with audiobook smut is that I don't normally wear headphones.
Oh yeah, they're definitely you need headphones.
I work in the house on my own 2 days a week, so I'll probably listen to them then. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
they are all on script. Awesome.
Yeah, I need to finish 5 Survive on audio. I was using that when I was doing my stair challenge. And then I finished the stair challenge, and I think I just associate it with the stairs machine.
That's
So
fair. That's fair.
Oh, I think you've just made it Neva's day.
Yeah. How do you think I'm reading these with Leandra? Yeah.
I think we know what Neva's going to be reading next.
Well, yeah. Me and Leandra are doing them live. We're reading them live on Sprints. Because that's a fun time.
Libby's good too.
I mean, if you can get them on Libby,
Or at
that's
least
good too.
That lets your library know what you're reading. So that when you go in, they'll go, oh yes, that's you. You read all the Blue Alien things, don't you? Mm-hmm. You have to see somebody face to face who has access to what you read.
I have no shame. I'm like, yep, I do.
I normally get all of my weird smut books on script because then I never have to look anyone in the eye who could possibly know that information.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think I get mine so far on Kindle Unlimited. Again, because no one has to know.
Mm.
I'm going to make dinner in the next sprint, and then I'm going to edit because I need to edit my video for tomorrow. So I'm not going to be reading, but when I do eventually read, it will be The Boyfriend Project.
I feel like I know that one.
Is that the read your own romance one? No.
I've seen it because I thought the cover was quite nice.
So I'm reading this next.
Is this for a vlog?
It is for a vlog.
Oh.
It's for a secret vlog that the besties are doing. So
nice.
So we will see it soon.
It's like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Because who's doing a read your own romance this month? Is it Crystal? Up on book reviews?
Yeah, Crystal is.
I'm very intrigued with that.
Same. Yeah, librarians love her. How could they not?
Exactly.
Right, shall we do another 45?
Sounds good.
Fab, in which case I will see you all in 45 minutes.
See you soon.
Bye. Hello.
Hello.
How was your sprint?
I got like half the video done.
Yay!
So, which it should not have taken that long, but I was like doing things on my phone at the same time. I should have probably been able to do the whole thing because it's only going to be like 9 minutes long. Like it's not a long video. But I was doing other things at the same time.
No, when I was editing my last video, you can tell towards the end of the video I got so tired of editing that like all of the ers and ums just stayed in.
I have definitely done that before. I'm like, at this point, I don't care.
Welcome back, Bex. How did you do?
I read about 40 pages of House of Hades and about 20 of The Walking Dead.
Nice.
How did you do, Demi?
I got 38 pages read.
Nice.
I am now in, is it part, do they call it part 2? Or just 2?
I think part 2.
And then I went into it and all of a sudden, instead of it being west and east, it's now south.
Yeah, that threw me off as well for a minute. I was like, are this a whole new set of people? Like,
Yeah.
am I meeting new humans?
West. I'm on paragraph I'm on, or chapter I'm on now is west again at least.
Yeah.
I was like, why are we south? But no, it's the same people, thankfully.
Yes. It took me a second though. I was like, oh no, we're gonna meet more people.
I barely got a grasp on all the ones we have at the moment. So Zoe sorted out some of her diamond drills into a storage system and listened to her audiobook.
Nice.
She's up to page 170, which is nice.
Very nice.
I'm assuming the diamond drills are the diamond art, but I don't know. She'll have to tell me.
That would be my assumption.
You have to let us know, Zoe.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about this. Oh. Did neither ever say what she was reading?
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. Yes, she did. Yep, it's diamond art. I'm learning.
Throne of Glass. I'm excited. I'm like, you're making me want to buy diamond art on Amazon or someplace.
So Zoe messaged me on Instagram during that sprint and sent me some pictures of her artwork, and I was like, oh my god, I feel like even more of a novice now.
I know. I've seen Zoe's coloring and I'm like, it's so good.
It's so good. Why do I even bother?
Like, that's just not my gifting.
No, it's not mine. When I was at school, I used to get my mum to do all my homework that involved colouring in.
Oh yeah. I was never artistic as a child or anything. I was like, no.
Nope. But yeah, she enjoyed doing it, so I let her.
Fair. Sometimes you just have to delegate.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it was proper homework.
Exactly.
What do I learn from colouring in? I did all the hard stuff.
Mm.
I say that, I enjoy it now. It's just so relaxing. I see why she wanted to do it. Like,
It is. I wish I was better. Like, I'm not even good at like matching colors. Like, I'm like, I don't know what goes with what. Like, I can't. My brain does not think that way.
So the diamond painting numbers are in DMC code. Same as thread. I have a shoebox full of little brown envelopes that are all in order and spare diamonds in mine.
Oh, I love that.
That's a lot of diamonds.
Yeah, because I feel my understanding of diamond painting is it's somewhat like color by numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I can handle that.
Back to there you go. She keeps
all of the diamonds I don't use up in the bin.
Sorry, Bex?
If I don't use them all, I put them in the bin. Like, I find that I've got loads left at the end, even once the picture's finished.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put them in the bin. I'm not sensible enough to keep them in case I need spares ever.
I was gonna say, is it the way that like every color, so like let's say number 2, I don't know how they're classified, is the same color in any time you see it in a different painting? No, didn't think so. But then I was like, well, maybe it is.
So the DMC colors are the same, but it's not the same. 2 seconds. I've got one here. It's not the same color on like the individual pieces of art.
Right.
So if I can figure out a way.
Oh,
so that one there.
See, that just looks fun.
It is. It's so relaxing as well. But it's got like it's got like a key. Wait, if I can do this without dropping the laptop. So it's got like a key down the side.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so like the symbols are underneath. So you've got like WEFSU, and then it's got the DMC color down the side, like 310, 414. So 310 and 414 will be the same color, but where there might be W and F on that one, there could be 3 and 7 on another one.
I understand. So you can, like, if you have extras and need them for a different one, that you could
can
do
keep
that.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd always had so many left over that I just put them in the bin.
Is that whether? Sorry, is that whether they've sent you
what,
but not sent you the right diamonds at all? I've had paintings that haven't had any.
Oh, I
Done that
haven't
painting.
yet.
310 is black and near enough in every single kit. You learn definitely 310.
Yeah. So I did I don't know where it is, but I did a Harry Potter crest, and oh my goodness, I hated 310 by the end.
Oh, because that would have so much black.
Yeah. I'll try and find a photo because I think I took a photo of it on my phone. That
makes more
and it
sense,
was like
though.
all of the ground was black. I've never come across that so far. Maybe I need to start being organised like you and keeping them, because I just live on the edge.
Just got one for Christmas, and it was like a custom one of her and her boyfriend. So she really liked doing that.
Nice.
There's a lot of orange.
I've never known where you can get custom ones. I've seen the custom ones, but I don't know where you can get them.
I will check because she sent it to us as a present idea. So she found it and then told us that she wanted it.
Perfect. So this.
Sorry, my brain
I don't
barely.
know where it is, the finished version.
It's my constant state. Is my brain?
But this was. Yeah. So that was it before I started it.
Wow.
Background black.
Wow.
That's a lot of black.
It was stunning when it was though.
But it makes the colors pop even more.
Yeah. Zoe says you can get the custom ones on AliExpress. I've never ordered from AliExpress. I feel like
it was that one was really time consuming.
I bet.
I feel like I can't order from here if I live in Canada, but I have to check.
What? I feel sorry for Canada.
I feel like I've got.
Canada is a rough. It's you only. I mean, we can order from places, but it usually gets fairly expensive once you try to. I mean, it's expensive to ship within Canada, so then when you look outside, then you're like, oh dear.
I thought Canada was like. And apologies if there are any Americans here, but like the better America.
I still, other than in postage, I still stand with that.
In every other aspect, the better.
In every other aspect than postage, I would agree with you.
They have one thing better, and it's post.
Yeah, I would love to have American postage.
If there's only one downside of Canada, that's not terrible.
I'm sure there are other downsides.
That's it. It's just postage.
But yeah, it's just postage.
We have other people watching, Zoe, so I don't know why no one else is chatting. But
sometimes I can understand this because sometimes I'll even be in the background and I'll be like, I have nothing to add to the conversation, but I'm enjoying just like sitting back and watching because sometimes it takes more a social energy than I have to comment on, but I want to like support and I still want to read and get stuff done and be productive, but like I don't have the social energy.
That's me most days.
Yeah. So
I was lucky.
I have a feeling I'm going to go down a diamond art rabbit hole here.
That's fair.
There are worse
Disney ones. Oh, pretty.
No, I went to talk to Jess at the beginning of that sprint about Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yes.
And I've decided that I need to have her in a video where I tell her about the plots of like really crazy random books.
I love this idea.
Just to get her reaction, because
I will say Ice Planet has a lot more plot than you'd think. Like I was expecting it to just be blue alien smut. Like that's what I went in. Like that's all I was expecting.
That's how she explained it to me when she started looking into it.
That's all I thought it was. I was like, I don't know how there's 22 books of that, but okay. And I went in very hesitant. Crystal was like, they're great. And I'm like, okay. So I got a Kindle. I was like, you can make me read anything. I knew Crystal was going to pick IPB. Like I knew it. Before she even said it, I knew that's what was happening. And sure enough, and I was like, there's so much more plot in here than I thought there would be. I was very impressed.
See,
It's still smutty, don't get me wrong. But I would say it's like, I thought it would be like 90-10 smut to plot. I'd say it's probably like 60-40.
That's not bad.
You don't assume that when you think Ice Planet Barbarians, though.
Yeah, the last book Crystal recommended to me was Mindfuck, and that was a hit. So
there you go, Crystal. Come on with the
good taste in books.
Crystal does have good taste in books. Have you read the Witsex series yet?
Not yet. They're on my list to get around to at some point.
Good, because I'm obsessed.
My library books and my owned books, and I'm still reading the books that you told me to read. I don't know which ones to read next.
I've gotten to the point where I only work on one video at a time because I was doing it that I was working on like tons of videos at once, but then my brain started to hurt trying to keep track of what was what and what needed. And I was like, this is too much. Like my brain can't handle. So I do one vlog at a time. And although that does mean I tend to read like chunks of the same, like a bunch of thrillers, a bunch of like very similar things back to back, it just makes my brain less stressed.
No, I get that. I'm halfway through your one, the way you recommend me books, and then I'm also halfway through the library books, and I know I need to return the library books at some point. So I'm like,
that is the only problem with doing it my way is sometimes Libby wants to take books away from me, and I'm like, but I need it next week.
Exactly. I was like, I'm not ready to read it yet. Let's see if I can get them extended again.
Libby's rude like that, just stealing my audiobooks away.
Don't know my username.
That's why I like Scribd so much. But Scribd's been horrible to me this month. I read like 2 books and they took everything off my saved.
Oh.
Excuse me.
I get put in Scribd prison every month.
I normally get at least a few more books read before I get in that. And I think it was because I read a bunch of new, like the 3 I read were all pretty like new. So it was like, oh, that's all you get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I needed these ones.
I've had that where like literally by 4 days into the month, I've got nothing.
Yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, I have literally nothing.
However, I found some of my favorite cozy mystery series because that's all it lets me listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it has like it's let me have exactly like some mystery series that are a little bit maybe older, so they're not as.
It always lets me keep. Let me get the right way around for the initials. It's ACF or AFC bookings, and I love them. ACF bookings. So she does 3 series. One's about a independent bookstore owner who keeps finding people dead in the little small town that she lives in.
Oh, I love that one.
So that's brilliant. The second one is she is a historian who loves to cross stitch, and a job is she goes around, and again it's like a small town, she goes around the town looking at like she does like historical salvaging, so from buildings that are being torn down, she goes in and takes all of like the historical stuff out, so like countertops out of old diners and things like that before they get pulled down.
Oh, I love that.
She always finds a body.
I'm literally putting these, I'm on Scribd right now, looking these up.
And the third one, which I've only listened to the first book, is she is a rare book finder. But the first one was set in Edinburgh. And I think I'm going to read them physically because the audiobook narrator kept calling it Edinburgh.
Oh. Yeah.
And I was like, So, but I think they're going to be set in different countries. So I think we're going to like Switzerland or Sweden at the end of the first one. So it might be okay. I'm going to try a second one, but it was the narrator rather than the story. But the books are just such easy, cozy mysteries.
That happened to me with 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. They kept saying Evelyn instead of Evelyn. And I was like, I'm not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is extreme. It's such a small thing, but it's extremely agitating.
Yep. The narrator can make or break an audiobook with one word.
Absolutely.
But yes, so no, so they're the ones that are my go-to when Scribd is saying no, you can't have anything else. My go-to is ACF Bookins.
I'm gonna look. I've put them on hold not on hold, on my saved list so that I can check those out because I love cozies. So
it's something I've really newly gotten into because Scribd keeps taking my books away.
Happy problems.
Yeah. I mean, saying that, there are some that I've read that I wouldn't have necessarily counted as cozies, like Finleyden, but I know there are. Or Thursday Murder Club, where I think they're a little bit gruesome, but they're still quite
they're I feel like that's that new like contemporary cozy mystery genre, which is a little bit straddles the line of mystery and cozy.
Yeah. There we go. Zoe's current audiobook. The narrator has a sharp whistle when he says any of the S's.
No. See?
Oh no.
No.
It's one of those things where once you hear it, it's all you hear.
I mean, I'll still listen to an audiobook unless there's a couple audiobooks where I've had to stop, but I will try to usually just push through. But every once in a while, there's a narrator where I'm like, no, can't do it.
Yeah. I've had to give up on one. I can't even remember what it was, but it was speed. Even like 3 times speed, it was so slow. And I find that I just can't concentrate. I just wasn't listening at all.
That's fair.
This one bad. Now I've gone back to it. It's listenable, but I'll see.
Yeah. Right. Shall we do one more sprint?
Sure. I can finish my video.
That it's and a bit late, at least in England.
I know. I was just trying to do the time change.
Almost 10.
I was like, is it almost 10?
Almost 10, which I know isn't actually that late, but like.
Oh, if you see Tuesday night sprints, as soon as it hits 10:30, I'm like, bye, people. I trying to read the comments and I'm like stumbling over every word, and I'm like, I'm useless after 10 o'clock. Absolutely useless.
Sounds like me. Yeah, so we'll do one more 45
early recently, but then waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, thinking I've had a full night's sleep.
Yeah,
it's been great for my book finishing. I've been sitting up at like 3 in the morning, getting an hour and a half of uninterrupted reading, and then going back to sleep at 4:30, having finished a book.
I love that.
20 books finished.
Yeah, just weird.
He wakes up in the middle of the night to read them.
Regularly. That was how I got so many books read last year, because my little one was teething for about the first 7 months of last year.
Up all night long.
So I was awake for like 4 hours every night, listen to audiobooks, and at 3 times speed, you can get through like a 12-hour audiobook overnight.
Yeah.
So I got through so many books that way. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was productive.
Yeah, you made the most of it.
You had to be up, so you might as well be doing it. Yeah.
Finish a book.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. So I will see you all in 45.
See you soon.
Bye. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. But you can tell it's not nighttime where you are because you still
No,
got
it's not. It's only 6:30 and I got coffee.
you got energy.
I finished editing and
Yeah.
people brought me coffee. So
You've got good people.
I do have good people.
That said, my sister did bring up, she made some truffles at the weekend and she brought me up a truffle, so that was good.
That is nice.
So I have now got chocolate coursing through my veins. I did not read, and that's fine.
That's fair.
I
I didn't either. I just finished. I did, the editing and the uploading and the exporting and all the things that you do.
Still reading. It's great.
I'm trying to figure out where I got to.
And then we've got Neva took a nap.
That's fair. You work night shift, so that's sometimes needed before you go to work for the whole night long.
We are here to support you in whatever you want to do during this, friends, whether that be reading or sleeping. And yeah, if you've got to work all night, I don't blame you for sleeping. I should not do night shift.
I kind of love that I have a best friend that works night shift because I have insomnia, so I'm the worst at like being up in the middle of the night. And before I would just be with my, not great thoughts, but now I get to just talk to Neva. It's great.
Neva doesn't get to work at work.
Everyone who has insomnia should have a friend that works night shift. That's right.
I'll read at work so it balances it out. This is true. And then Zoe did some diamond painting and reached page 204.
Nice.
Which is halfway.
Very nice.
I wish I was halfway. 250 out of 800. It's like
a quarter way.
Just over a quarter.
Yeah, just over a quarter. So that's not bad.
I mean, that's a lot in that book. That book is chunky. That book is a weapon.
It's a doorstopper, really, isn't it?
It's so large.
Yeah, it's getting easier.
It's essentially 3 novels.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's easier to hold now that I'm 250 pages through. Like when you start it and you're like, open, because you don't want to like ruin the spine.
See, I'm a spine cracker.
Oh.
So like I will get a book before I even start reading it. I'm like, okay.
I feel like at some point I will just have to do it, but I want it to be really like gentle with it.
I don't do it on sprints though because people will yell at me if they see me cracking spines. I'm like, it's fine. They're my book.
Creases in it now, but it just means it's love.
I would just be careful with that one, Demi. That I read first time from the library, and it was the paperback, and the literally, because the spine had been cracked, the binding was terrible, and the pages were falling out.
It is a really thin binding
so
on that.
Like creases, I think would be fine.
I'll stick with being careful with it,
just in case. Yeah. Why when I bought it, I again went online and hunted down a hard.
I know. I kind of want it in hardback now that the prequel's out only in hardback. Like I feel like those. I know. I want it. Now I want a matching pair.
Have a matching set.
Yeah.
Okay. Neva is also a spine cracker. I like to crack my own like spine, like physically.
Same.
Really painful. I was like, oh, I'll just crack it. It'll be fine.
I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, my back hurts. Crack.
I see this sports masseuse, and she does it where she'll like get it into the right spot and then like lean on it and it will crack all the way up, and I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
I got Priory in hardback, but it's actually from Brittany. Is that where you sent her the paperback?
I sent her the paperback for Christmas. Yeah.
and she has swapped it out. But it's still
And then she was like, I feel bad getting rid of the paperback if I want hardback. And I was like, I wouldn't. I don't care. You read the paperback. Go ahead. Get rid of it. No problem.
you still have the book.
I have no problems with switching it out.
8 books for me for Priory Orange Tree. I got it brand new from Blackwell's for like £15.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I'll probably get it on Abe once I've been paid. Because I have no monies until payday now. Well, no, I have it, but it's all going towards bills. So probably shouldn't spend it.
Adult life is so boring.
You get Mr. Reading when Neva wants the paperback. So it's just...
I approve that Mr. Reading with Neva gets the book. I approve of this.
But yeah, there are hardcovers on there, Demi, on Abe.
Fab. Payday treat.
New for
11.
like 25. Or used for 12.
I don't mind used. I like getting used books.
Especially in a hardcover.
Yeah, I don't mind it so much in hardcover. As long as the dust jacket's not ripped or like stained, I don't mind.
I got a it's in my latest video when I was trying to decide a book with a number in the title. The last one, I think it's it's meant to be Squid Gamey a little bit. And I got that from Amazon secondhand hardcover for like £1.
Yeah.
I have to why wouldn't I?
I did with the what's it called? The Witches one by, is it Alex E. Harrow?
The Once and Future Wishes?
Yeah. And I got that off Amazon used for about £2.50 hardcover.
That's a good deal.
And it was in perfect condition.
Yeah. I also buy from Vinted Zoe.
So do I.
Or Barb will post one on there and I'll say, oh, can I buy that? And she'll be like, no. And she just sends it to me instead. I'm trying to pay you here.
I need to stop finding new places to buy books. It would really help my decluttering the books.
That would help with that goal.
Yeah, but at the minute I'm doing a kind of 1 out 3 in system, which isn't really helpful.
That's probably my system.
If you buy the Kindle version, it doesn't take up any room.
But it takes so little time to buy books and so much more time to read them. Like it's disproportionate. And
I already have 2 Kindles. I just like a paperback book or a hardback book, something I can physically hold.
Yeah, I just got a Kindle for Christmas for the first time, and I need a way to like remember what's on my Kindle.
I use collections.
Ooh, what's that?
And I set
like an app?
No, so you can actually just in your library set up collections. So you just put the books together. So I have like, so I have a collection called this month's TBR and then a collection called next month's TBR. So that when I'm starting to think, or someone says like, oh, there's a buddy read for this, and I'm thinking, oh, I've got that on Kindle. I can just add it into next month. So that my Kindle, this is my phone, but it does the same on the Kindle. It's all in like little folders.
That's cool.
Create collection.
Yeah.
Well, now, what will I be doing this evening is now...
Do you know what it is? I wish I'd found collections when I first got my Kindle. I started making collections when I already had over 2,500 books, and I had to sit there and physically put 2,500 books into folders. No. It was so annoying.
I don't even know how much is on here any longer. Like, I just keep adding things.
Well, if you sort it if you go to the top and sort by collections, it'll have them at the minute all uncollected, and it'll tell you how many are uncollected.
Oh, okay. Hold on now. That would be 48.
That's not bad.
Well, I only got it 3 months ago.
I have a folder called No Longer Interested that I'm not really bothered about reading anymore now. It's got 660 books in. And I don't think I'm even ever bothered about actually reading them. Put that there
I
just in case someone comes and says, "Oh, actually, this book was really, really good," and shell that. And I was like, "I'm sharing that," and when I looked, it was in my no longer interested collection, so I just moved it back into my interested in.
Just moved it over. Well, I'm going to be
Just
making
swapped it.
collections tonight.
It's a really good way to keep myself organized. Like I've created a 2023 TBR in there where
That's a good idea.
3 and a bit months through, there's still 237 books in it.
Well, and there's a few books that I picked up for like upcoming videos, and I didn't really need physical copies because they're just for specific videos. So I can like maybe make collections by video, which is going to be interesting. I have plans.
I like plans.
I'm excited about this.
The collection's saved. Yeah, the collection's saved me from being so overwhelmed.
I feel like I need to get on it now before it becomes like a huge problem because I can see that happening very quickly.
Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to like create not an Excel spreadsheet, a Google Sheet spreadsheet of all the books I own.
Oh, yeah.
Books, but I am nowhere near done.
That takes time. I did that once. And then I was like, okay, I must keep up on it so that I don't lose track.
The old version of it, which I haven't updated in a while, had 205 ebooks. But again, I don't know how accurate that is.
I did at one point decide to start scanning all of my books onto Goodreads. Got one bookshelf done, got about 2 shelves into my second one, ignored the rest and the third bookshelf and the 4 other places I keep books, and just decided I didn't need that much negativity in my life.
I did this as well. I did that whole little cubby shelf, and then I started moving out there, and then I was like, I'll continue this tomorrow. And that's where I lost the energy to do that.
I think it was a nesting thing as pregnant, when you just want your whole life organized.
Yes, absolutely.
And my child's nearly 3 and I've never ever gone back to it.
Fair. You're like, I don't need this. I don't really need this.
Yeah. It was a nice idea during lockdown.
Yeah. I got a paperweight. What version of a paperweight? I could not tell you. No idea.
I love my paperweight.
I don't know what Kindle I have other than I have a Kindle.
Yeah, like other than that, it's a paperweight. I have no idea. I'm sure there's like different types of paperweights, but no idea.
It's a paperweight. That's all we need to know.
Yep. I love my Kindle. I didn't think I would even I've never had one. Was not interested. Thought I didn't like ebooks and only wanted to be a physical book reader. And now I have a Kindle and I have KU and I don't know what I did before these things were in my life.
Spent more money on books.
I love it for going on holiday.
Yep. That was my main reason for getting one. Was that I knew I read a lot whilst I was away and didn't want to have a suitcase that was half books.
Mm-hmm.
See, I used to take a case full of books and then cram all of my clothes in with my husband's, because for a 2-week holiday I would take like 16 to 18 books.
Yeah.
So,
I used to read a book a day on holiday.
So that was a large part of the reason.
Yeah, the Kindle has saved me.
Mm.
That's how I managed to read like the first 3
baggage allowance
Excel books in 10 days.
Yeah.
It's a struggle and it's heavy. This way you can just have them all on a Kindle and you can hold that on like one hand.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have their uses. I don't actually know what mine
and it
is.
doesn't get glare.
What?
There's no glare from the sun on a Kindle.
Yes, that's true.
Like my phone, so that's a massive plus.
It's definitely better for taking pictures too, for like Instagram or even in videos for vlogs. Like I'll just hold up my Kindle with the cover on it. Then I don't have to try and insert the cover.
Yeah.
Which future you thanks you for.
Yes. Editing me really appreciates when I have that, when I think to do such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah,
Yep.
I just love books, but they're not the best to take traveling.
No. They're bulky.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I don't like if they get creased or anything. So even
Right.
taking them to and from work in my handbag is really annoying.
It is stressful because I'm like, oh, I don't want it to bend. I don't want anything to spill on it because that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
One of the perks of working from home.
So yeah, so much easier to stick my Kindle in a case and throw it in my handbag.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed this as well, and I don't know why that's a thing.
I read so much slower on my Kindle. So much slower.
It might just be, though, to be honest, that really I hit because I did the whole reading the smut that people recommended me, and then I became a romance girly reading all the smut, that maybe it's just that reads faster, and that's the only place that I read it. So that might be,
Yeah,
it
maybe.
might just be a conditional thing, but that's 90% of what I read on Kindle.
Yep. I think in the past year it's either been like romance, smut, or it's been arcs.
Yeah, that's basically all I read on Kindle.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because I find a lot of the formatting on ARCs is so
Oh, God, it was annoying.
all over the place. Like there's one I'm reading at the moment, and every 3 lines it's just got HarperCollins taking up half of taking up 3 lines.
No. I
And
hate that.
it's really annoying. And then it has like every couple of pages the title's just in the middle of the page, and then a couple of pages and the author's name is in the middle of the page. And I don't know if that's what makes me read slower, because I'm constantly trying to skip the random bits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading, what was I reading? Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 as an arc. And like every other page, it had like the title graphic at the top. So it was like only half a page of the actual story, which was quicker because there was less of it.
I had that arc as well, and the formatting was awful.
Yeah, so did I.
I liked the story, did not like the format.
I did not like the story. But I was trying to vlog it, but the reason I didn't like it was a spoiler. So then I was like, I can't really explain why I didn't like this.
I'm trying to remember what actually happened.
They go to a secluded cabin, and there are 6 of them.
And there's 6 of them.
That one. It was very samey with a lot of secluded cabin books.
Mm-hmm.
See, it was my first secluded cabin book, which might be why I liked it. Because I've not read it.
I read the one. What was the one that I thought it was very samey with? Ruth Ware's In a Dark, Dark Wood.
Yeah, but I liked that way better.
One of the early Ruth Ware books, yeah. And then I'm reading, what's the other one I'm reading at the minute? The Wilderness Retreat, which is like they go to a yoga retreat in some country. Is it Switzerland or Sweden? And then things are going to go murdery, I think.
The problem with secluded thrillers is like eventually they all start to somewhat
be the same
because there's only so much you can do with a very limited number of people in one location.
Yeah,
there's only so much that can happen with that.
The one that I really enjoyed, Sweden it is. I was late to the party, but I did actually really enjoy Daisy Dark as a kind of secluded thriller.
I wanted to pick up Daisy Darker just for the cover.
Oh yeah, I love Daisy Darker's cover. The writing retreat actually did a lot of different things with the secluded cabin thing. Nothing that I ever needed to read, in my opinion.
Oh, is this the one we were talking about on Thursday?
I've got the audio on. Maybe to read this one.
Yep, that's the one we were talking about on Thursday. I
I'll
gave
stay
it 2
quiet.
stars. I was not. Lots of people love it. It's unhinged, and I'm not one where like if the book's weird, that's not a plus for me. I'm not like when someone goes, "Oh, the book's really
Yeah.
weird." I'm not like, "Oh, I need to check that out." I'm like, "No."
I like the cover of that as well, the American cover.
The cover's nice.
I'll just be buying all these books for
I think-
covers and never actually planning on reading them.
Yeah, because the cover that I've got's really quite boring. It is that one, isn't it, by Julie Bartz?
Yeah, that's not the American cover. Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Our cover's really quite nice, but I didn't like the book, so that was sad.
Is that the one where you were talking about the audiobooks, like really different lengths depending on whether it's the UK or the American, though? Or was that not that
I think
big?
so. I think that was this book. They talk real slow. Hold on.
Oh, yes. I like that cover so much better. I don't know what cover I've got
That's
then.
the cover I would buy.
That's just the cover that's on Libby.
Mm.
So maybe that's like an audiobook cover.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. That's the other cover. I've seen it. And I actually think I prefer that one out of the 3.
Yeah, I like that cover. Zoe sent me that cover in our group chat, and I was like, "Ooh, I do like that one."
I think that's that's
My favorite.
the UK cover's always talked about. Now I would own that book if it was in that cover.
Yep, Zoe's confirming. Was the audiobook cover. Why does it need a separate cover for the audiobook?
I think because it's a rectangle versus a square, so it cuts off the bottom bit.
Maybe.
Like it probably distorted the image too much when it went square. Yeah.
It's not very appealing, but it is only 11 hours long, so less than 4 hours listening.
You can speed it way up. These people talk so slowly.
Libby only lets you go to 3 times.
It's an 11-hour audiobook for a book that's just over 300 pages.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be that long.
It's slow narrators. The only thing I don't listen to on max speed is memoirs.
Oh, that makes sense.
But other than that, I listen to everything on like 3.5 times speed.
I feel like I need to learn how to listen to them quicker because I can only go up to like 1.5.
Just do it slowly. Like, don't jump quickly because then it sounds crazy.
I think it's also because I talk quickly and everybody I know talks quickly.
It's a northern thing.
So
Could be.
The more north you go, the quicker they talk. If you go down to like Cornwall, they're so slow.
Honestly, just... Well, my husband's from near you, Demi. He'll come in from work and he's going to listen to the Chipmunks again because he just doesn't like hear things on my speed.
Yeah, that's fair. I remember I used to think that until I got used to it being faster. I'd be like, what is that?
I remember the first time.
Does Southend. It's far too slow for you in Southend.
I listen to this.
Oh, I think you're back now. You went a bit robot-y.
Oh, sorry. The first time I got an audiobook out of the library, I returned it thinking there's absolutely no way I can listen to this. Like, on no speed at all does this make any sense. And then persevered. Got the same book. It was it A Head Full of Ghosts? And it actually ended up being amazing, absolutely terrifying listening to it on audiobook. But I returned it after like 20 minutes and think, no, audiobooks just aren't for me. And I had to really learn how to listen to them.
Yeah.
I'm still in that process.
Well, and 1x speed is not even like talking speed.
No.
Uh-uh.
They've gone out of their way to talk slowly.
Yeah, to like enunciate, but like it's unnecessary.
I just need to know the story. Zoe's going to be in Devon in 2 weeks. I'm very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I've not had a holiday in over a year now. And I miss going away.
I've never been to Devon, actually.
You've got to go.
I may do when I'm down south later this year or maybe next year. Make
Just
a
keep
point
going.
of going.
Just keep going. You just keep
We normally
driving.
come down to 4 occasions, and there's not much like holiday in time.
I'm so glad that I've gotten you into audiobooks. I immersion read. I do very little without audio. I'm either immersion reading or just like whipping about with an audio. Every once in a while, I'll physically read. I try to at least physically read 1 book a month just to like keep that as like a skill, but like a life skill. But
I find myself waiting for some of my arcs to actually be released so I can just get the audio and get through them quicker.
I do that all the time. Literally all the time.
Oh, you're so
Like
lucky.
scour Libby for all the new releases just in case. Oh, I've got an arc of that one. Great, I can get it read this month.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go
I have literally put books on the TBR, not been able to get the audiobook, and went, well, I'll have to pick a different book.
That one will shelf destruct come December. That's fine.
I'm just going to have to wait.
Right, that is the end of the comments, and we're like 3 minutes off of the next hour, so I think it's probably a good time to call it.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, both of you.
Be nice.
Next week will be Barb at this time. So there will be sprints, but it'll be on Barb's channel. I'm sure Bex will be there. If I'm free, I'm sure I'll be there. Brittany, you might as well come along if you can.
I'm like trying to think of what's going on Monday. I'll see.
Yeah. So there'll be sprints next Monday, and I'm sure Britt's got loads of sprints planned for the week.
Yeah, are you still coming on Thursday?
Yeah, if you want me there.
Yes, please.
Yeah. In which case, we'll be sprinting on Thursday too.
I'll be in the comments saying hi.
Still be reading this.
Yeah, still be reading that one.
Yeah, you'll see me next year in sprints, and I will still be reading that book. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye, bye, bye. Oh.